Students, we'll start with one more new topic, that is D and F block elements. So in that, first we will move for D block elements. Just we will go for the introduction part. So classification. So elements are classified into four blocks. Already we have studied in the first POC. So as already we know, S block elements, P block elements, D block elements, and F block elements. The classification has done on the basis of type of atomic orbitals, that is a subshell, in which the last electron enters the atom. If the last electron enters into S orbital, then it is said to be S block element. If the last electron enters into D orbital, then it is said to be D block elements. If the last electron enters into the P orbital, then it is said to be P block element. If the last electron enters into F orbital, then it is said to be F block element. Now, D block elements are also called transition elements. D block elements are also called transition elements. And F block elements are also called inner transition elements. F block elements are also called inner transition elements. Now, S orbital. So, orientation is only one S, means only S orbital is only one. So, maximum number of electron can occupy is 2. So, one orbital, 2 electron. Then in a P, there are three orientations. So, one is Px, Py, Pz. So, each orbital can occupy 2 electrons. Then three orbitals are there. So, maximum 6 electrons can occupy. Same way, D orbital. So, there are 5 orientations: dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square, and dz square. So, one orbital can occupy 2 electrons. So, 5 orbitals are there. So, maximum 10 electrons can occupy in a D orbital. Then F orbital, there are 7 orbitals. So, F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, and F7. So, each orbital can occupy only 2 electrons. So, total number of electrons in F orbital will be maximum 14. Now, according to increasing order of the energy, you will go on writing the electronic configuration. Then, so you'll start with 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 4s, 3d, 4p, 5s, 4d, 5p, 6s, 4f, 5d, 6p, 7s, 5f, 6d, 7f. So it is in the increasing order. Now, I want to write the electronic configuration of scandium. Now, according to increasing order only, you have to write. Okay, the energy increasing order. So increasing order already I have given there. Now scandium. So you have to write 1s2, 2s2, 2p, 6, 3s2, 3p6, then 4s2, 4s2, then 3d, 4s2, 3d1. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 4p6, 3d1, 4s2. So this is the electronic configuration as usual already we will write. So but in this case, so one more electronic configuration we can write. So nearest noble gas we have to take. Nearest noble gas. So even you see the electronic configuration of scandium. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d1, 4s2, and zinc you see 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d10, 4s2. Now, with the nearest noble gas, if you consider, then you can write the electronic configuration. One more, that is nearest noble gas is argon, that I will tell you. Now see, in this electronic configuration, 4s is nothing but a valence shell. 4s is a nothing but valence shell, and 3d is nothing but a penultimate shell. So valence shell inside there will be penultimate cell. Again penultimate cell inside pre-penultimate cell. So nearest will be pre-penultimate, then penultimate, then valence cell. So outermost is a valence cell. So before that penultimate, before that pre-penultimate cell. So here in the D block elements, the last electron enters into penultimate cell. The last electron enters into penultimate cell. So see there 3d1 and 3d10 with respect to scandium and zinc. Now if you consider the argon, already I told argon nearest noble gas, the atomic number of argon is 18. Then you directly write argon. Argon, see 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6 is nothing but 18. So you can remove this 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s2, 3p6 and you can write directly argon. So this is also one of the electronic configuration. Simple to write. Argon, nearest noble gas is argon 18, then 4s to 3d1. Then next comes argon is 18, 4s to 3d10. So 4s is a valence cell and 3d is a penultimate cell. You see here nucleus, here you are finding positive charge. So proton and nucleus is there. So nucleus outermost we will call it as ns1 to 2, that is ns is nothing but valence cell. So inside the valence cell, so before the valence cell or nearer to the nucleus, there will be penultimate cell, that is n minus 1 d 1 to 10. So that is called penultimate cell. The element in which last electron differentiating the electrons, last electrons differentiating the electrons centers into the penultimate cell, that is n minus 1 d subshell, are called d block elements. The element in which the last electrons enters into the penultimate cell, the last electron in this case what happens in d block, it will enters into penultimate, and in f block pre-penultimate. So in s block and p block it will enter into valence cell. The last electron will enter into the valence cell, that is in s block and p block element. In d block element it will enter into the penultimate cell, and in f block it will enter into the pre-penultimate cell. So if it enters into penultimate cell, then it is called n minus 1 d subshell. That is nothing but what? D block elements. They have the general formula n minus 1 d 1 to 10 ns 1 to 2. So d block elements, the general formula or general electronic configuration is n minus 1 d 1 to 10 and ns 1 to 2, n minus 1 d 1 to 10 and ns 1 to 2. So where n is nothing but number of shells, that is 4 to 7. Either you consider number of periods in the periodic table. So from 4th period the d block element starts. So from 4th period to 7th period there are d block elements. So n is equal to number of periods you take, either which in which period you are taking, the period in the periodic table you take, either you take number of shells. The next one. So already we have studied how they have classified. If the last electron enters into s orbital, then it is called s block element. If the last electron enters into p orbital, then it is called p block element. Okay. So here the s block elements means in s block group 1 and group 2 are alkali and alkali earth metals. Alkali and alkali earth metal. These are highly electropositive element. So group 1, group 2 are called s block elements, are alkali and alkali earth metals. So these are highly electropositive elements. Then the right side of the periodic table there are p block elements. So these are less electropositive elements. So if you consider in the group 17 halogens are there, they are more electronegative elements. P block elements are electronegative elements. More electronegativity will be there, but less electropositivity will be there. So high electropositivity will be for s block elements. Then d block elements, these are called transition elements. These are called transition elements. So I will explain what you mean by transition elements in next slide. So d block elements are also called transition elements. Now see, transition element means the transition elements are those elements which have incompletely filled d subshell in their ground state or in any common oxidation state having electronic configuration of d 1 to 9. So once more I will repeat, transition elements are those elements which have incompletely filled d subshell in their ground state or in any common oxidation state that is having electronic configuration d1 to 9. Means what? Means what? So the electron configuration, if you write either some oxidation state metal, either simple metal. So if it is having partially or incompletely filled d orbitals, means d1 to 9 electrons are present, d1 to 9 electrons are present, then it is called transition element. Now you can take an example here. I will take an example of copper. So copper electronic configuration is argon 18, 3d10 4s1, 3d10 4s1. Now in this case what happens? So 3d9, 3d9 if you want to make, then you have to make copper plus 2. So if the copper plus 2 oxidation state is there, then it becomes 3d9. 3d9. So 2 electrons you are removed. Plus 2 means 2 electrons you are removed from the copper. Then Cu plus 2 is a transition metal or transition element because D9, 1 to 9 is there, then only it is called transition element. Now D9 system is there. So D10 and D9. So D10 means it is not a transition element. If D9 means it is a transition element. So transition elements. Even see D10 4s1 is there. So from d orbital one electron can shift into 4s. That time also it will get converted into 3d9 only. So even consider copper and copper plus 2 transition elements. Now zinc you consider. The zinc electronic configuration is 3d10 4s2. Now see 3d10 4s2 means 3d is also completely filled, 4s is also completely filled. You cannot remove the electrons here because zinc we are taken. So zinc plus 2 also if you take, zinc plus 2 also if you take, then it becomes 3d10. So there also completely filled, but 4s is empty. 4s is empty. So completely filled electron system is there. Then it is not a transition element. So in the case of copper, what happened? 3d10 4s1 was there. So one electron can shift into 4s because only one electron was there in a 4s. But in this case, what happens? 4s is also completely filled, 3d is also completely filled. That's why it is not a transition element. Same way you take cadmium, zinc and mercury. So in cadmium also 4d10 5s2 again completely filled. Both orbitals are completely filled. Even in mercury also 5d10 6s2. Then zinc, cadmium, mercury, these are not a transition elements because these are completely filled. These are completely filled. If D1 to D9, D1 to D9 is present electronic configuration, then that element we will call it as transition element. That element we will call it as transition element. So 3d10, 4d10, 5d10 completely filled. So these are non-transition elements. So all transition elements are d block elements, but all d block elements are not transition elements. So transition elements are d block elements. So whichever the transition element is present, it is in a d block. But all the d block elements are not transition elements. Because you can take an example, zinc, cadmium, mercury, these are completely filled. These are also d block elements, but these are non-transition elements. That's why all transition elements are d block elements, but all d block elements are not transition elements. Next students, the position of d block elements. Position of d block elements. Now in a periodic table, there are 18 groups are present. So group 1, group 2 are called alkali and alkali earth metals, and those are called S block elements. And group 13 to group 18, these are called P block elements. Group 13 to group 18. Now in the middle, so group 3 to group 12. So group 3 to group 12. Here you can see group 3 to group 12. So here 3 and here it is 12. Group 3 to 12, these are called D block elements. So these are called D block elements. So group 1 to are S block, group 13 to 18 P block, and the group 3rd to group 12 are called D block elements. So now we will focus only on D block elements. Group 3 to group 12, and it starts from 4th period to 7th period, 4th period to 7th period. Now you see the D block elements. So in the D block elements, the first period means 4th period, having the elements from scandium to zinc, the atomic number 21 to 30. So it is called first transition series. It is called first transition series. And fifth period elements, second transition series. Sixth period elements are called third transition series, and seventh is the fourth transition series. Now the general electronic configuration already we know that. So that is nothing but n minus 1 d 1 to 10 and ns 1 to 2. N minus 1 d 1 to 10 and ns 1 to 2 is the general electronic configuration of d block elements. Now n is nothing but number of periods. So 4th period to 7th period. Then for the first transition series n is equal to 4. Second transition series n is equal to 5. Third transition series 6, n is equal to 6. Fourth transition series n is equal to 7. Now the first transition series I will take the general electronic configuration for first transition series means atomic number 21 to 30 scandium to zinc. The general electronic configuration is argon 18 3d 1 to 10 and 4s 1 to 2. 3d 1 to 10, 4s 1 to 2. That is argon is nothing but 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6 is argon. That is 18 electronic configuration. That is atomic number 18. Then 4s1 to 2, 4s1 to 2, 3d1 to 10. These are called first transition. So 4s is already we know valence cell, and 3d is nothing but what? Penultimate cell. Vanel cell and penultimate cell. So 21 to 30 we will call it as first transition series or 3D series. So n minus 1d means n is equal to 4, 4 minus 1 is nothing but 3. That's why 3D series or first transition series. Then second comes atomic number 39 to 48, that is yttrium to cadmium, yttrium to cadmium. Then that is called 4D series or second transition series, 4D series or second transition series. Then n is equal to 6. Then that is called third transition series, that is the lanthanum to mercury, lanthanum to mercury. So 5D series, lanthanum to mercury. Then last, actinium to coppersinium, that is nothing but 6D series or fourth transition series, fourth transition series. So here there are four series are there, transition series are there. One is 3D series, 4D series, 5D series, 6D series. Either you can call first transition series, second transition series, third transition series, and fourth transition series. Next one, whatever I have explained so in detail. See, 3D first transition series is nothing but, so D series is 3D. Number of 3Ds it is the fourth period. Then elements scandium to zinc. The general electronic configuration is 3D 1 to 10, 4s 1 to 2. Same way in the fifth period, 4D series. Then yttrium to cadmium. Krypton is the nearest noble gas. 4D 1 to 10 and 5s 1 to 2 is the general electronic configuration. Then come to sixth period, that is called 5D series or third transition series. It starts from lanthanum to mercury. So xenon is the noble gas nearest. 4f14, 5d1 to 10 and 6s1 to 2. That is a 5d series. Then last one, seventh period, 6d series or fourth transition series, actinium to copernicium. So again, radon is a nearest noble gas. Then 5f14, 6d1 to 10 and 7s1 to 2 is a general electronic configuration. So now we will focus only on first transition series or 3D series. We will focus on first transition series, that is a 3D series. In a 3D series, the atomic number 21 to 30. It starts from atomic number 21 to 30. So 21 is a scandium, 22 is a titanium, 23 is a vanadium, 24 is a chromium, 25 is a manganese, 26 is a iron, 27 is a cobalt, 28 is a nickel, 29 is a copper, and 30 is nothing but zinc. So these are 3D series or first transition series. Now we will go for electronic configuration of 3D series. Now scandium to zinc you have studied. Scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. 3D series or first transition series. Now, if you consider argon as the nearest noble gas, then 3D and 4s is there. So you have to fill the electrons. Scandium is 21, argon is 18. Then electronic configuration becomes first one 4s2 3d1 scandium. Titanium comes 4s2 3d2. Vanadium comes 4s2 3d3 because atomic number is 23. 23 means argon is 18. Then 4s2 then becomes 20. 3d3 becomes 23. Same way chromium. Chromium, if you consider, it is atomic number 24, argon is 18, then 4s2 20, then 3d4. So if you write in the increasing order of their energy, later we can go for the exceptional cases. So chromium and copper are already exceptional cases. We have studied in the first PUC. That electron configuration I will change later. Now manganese. Manganese is a 4s2 3d5. Argon is 18. 4s2 20. 3d5 25. Then iron 4s2 3d6. Cobalt 4s2 3d7. Nickel 4s2 3d8. Then copper 4s2 3d9. And zinc 4s2 3d10. Zinc is 4s2 3d10. Now next one. We know that rule of extra stability. Already we have exceptional cases studied, chromium and copper. According to extra stability rule, what it says? The orbitals which are zero filled, either half filled or completely filled, acquire extra stability. So half filled, zero filled or completely filled are having extra stability. Now in a D subshell, if it is empty, D0 is a vacant, it is stable. If half filled D5 system is there, half filled, then it is also stable. Then D10 is there completely filled, that is also stable. That's why, that's why we already know that chromium and copper are exceptional cases due to stability. The electronic configuration of chromium becomes 4s1 3d5 and copper becomes copper becomes 4s1 3d10 because extra stability, half filled and completely filled orbital is having extra stability. That's why chromium and copper are exceptional cases. Now next one, occurrence and general characteristics of transition element. Occurrence and general characteristics of transition elements. So in that first one, we will move with general characteristics of transition elements. General characteristics of transition elements. The first one, the most of the transition elements exhibit metallic properties such as malleability, ductility, metallic luster, etc. So already you know malleability and ductility and metallic luster also. Then, so since both n-1d and ns penultimate cell and valence cell electrons take part in a metallic bonding in transition metals, the number of electron taking part in a metallic bonding is quite high. Hence, they involve strong metallic bonding and have compact structure. Therefore, they have high density and have high melting points and boiling points. See, once more I will repeat. So, n-1d and ns electrons are present. So, these electrons present, they will take part in the metallic bonding. So, by taking metallic bonding, take part in the metallic bonding. So, whatever the metallic bonding is quite high in the transition elements. So, hence they involve strong metallic bonding and have compact structure. The structure of the metals is compact structure. Hence, they have high density as well as melting and boiling points. The next characteristic is they are good conductors of heat and electricity. They are good conductors of heat and electricity. Next one, in the transition metals, n-1d and ns electrons are of nearly same energy. So if you apply n plus l rule, if you apply n plus l rule, n-1d and ns electrons are having same energy level. So n plus l rule, if you apply, then therefore most of these electrons take part in a chemical bonding and hence they have variable oxidation state. See, again 1 mark or 2 mark important. D block elements are having variable oxidation state. Give reason. What is the reason? In the transition metals, n-1d and ns electrons are nearly the same energy level, have the same energy level. Therefore, they will take part in the chemical bonding. Hence, they have variable oxidation state. It may be 3d, 4s or 4d, 5s, 5d, 6s or 6d, 7s. The energy difference between them is small. That is n plus l rule if you apply. So that's why these are having variable oxidation state. The next one, in most of the cations of the transition metals, there are unpaired electrons. So if the transition metal or a d block element, if they form a cation, then that cation, if you write the electronic configuration, there will be presence of unpaired electron. There will be presence of unpaired electron. The next one, transition elements form large number of complexes. So large number of complexes means you will study in the topic coordination compounds. One topic is there. So they will form coordination complexes. So either you can take one more example, potassium permanganate you take KMnO4. So when it is reacted with other elements like oxygen, potassium, it forms KMnO4. That is nothing but one complex you consider. KMnO4 is a complex you consider. Either potassium dichromate you take. So many examples. So D block elements or transition metals will form large number of complexes. Then transition metals and their compounds have catalytic property. So transition metals, whichever they are present in the D block elements, those transition metals will act as a catalyst. Catalyst means already we know which can alter the rate of reaction. Which can alter the rate of reaction is called a catalyst. So here D block elements or transition metals will act as catalyst also because they will provide surface to the reacting molecules. That's why they will act as a catalyst. Then next one, transition metals form organometallic compound. So D block elements, whatever are there, they will form organometallic compounds. Means what? The transition metal is combining with carbon. So metal is combined with the carbon means then it is called organometallic. Carbon is nothing but organo. Then metal is combined with carbon means it is organometallic compound. So transition metal form organometallic